Damn, it is Barcelona winning again. Oh my god, all my money is at stake. And whenever I am here for the watch of Barcelona against my team, it is Barcelona getting those victories. What is Hansi Flick giving? It is Rafinha's Barcelona, it is Lamine Yamal's Barcelona, it is Lewandowski's Barcelona. I mean, what is the dope which Hansi Flick is giving to this team? Every time they are performing so good. It was at the Signal Iduna Park where Borussia Dortmund, the contenders of the UEFA Champions League, finalist of the previous season, facing Barcelona. And every time Barcelona were on the attacks, they were looking so lethal getting those goals. But yes, Dortmund didn't play it well. So just have a look what happened in the UEFA Champions League night. But it was all just left with Lille getting those super sub goals from Haraldson. I mean, that playmaking, Lille is definitely crawling up the Champions League table and they are making it good. Whereas Benfica and Bologna, it was a draw. Whereas Feyenoord and Sparta Prague, it was Feyenoord getting those 4-2 victories over Sparta Prague. But yes, hope for the Champions League matches for them is not much. But Benfica are on the verge of relegation as well as Bologna will get it bad bit. But it was Stuttgart getting those second victory in the Champions League against the Young Boys. Young Boys got those first goal in just 6 minutes, but it was expected that Stuttgart is going to win that game, and they did it so beautifully. Arsenal winning it against Monaco. It was a showdown at the Emirates Stadium because Saka scoring it twice, as well as Kai Havertz scoring it for Arsenal. Mikel Arteta and their team are doing so good. And to talk about, just look at the top 8 of the Champions League. Here it is Liverpool, the English Premier League, Arsenal, as well as Aston Villa. 3 Premier League teams are in the top 8. Whereas talking about La Liga, it is just Barcelona. And in the Bundesliga, it is Leverkusen. Whereas from the Serie A, the Inter Milan, the Serie A giants, the Italian giants are at the number 6 spot. But yes, Lille is there. Just look at it. It is Lille from the France as well as it is Brest from France. I mean, 2 League 1 teams. They are in the top 8. Oh my god, Kylian Mbappe has left PSG. But yes, the France League teams are doing good in the Champions League. But here we are for the game between Borussia Dortmund and Barcelona, which happened last night, and what an epic clash it is. But coming to this, we have some aspects because Juventus under Thiago Motta causing those worries for Manchester City and Pep Guardiola. What a bad night Pep Guardiola might be having, because it was with the likes of the players Blajovic and McKennie scoring those big goals, and Manchester City are just losing on a bad streak. I mean, just looking on their fixtures, Manchester City losing to Juventus, Crystal Palace, that's a draw. Nottingham Forest, it was a win for them. But yes, Liverpool, Feyenoord, Tottenham, Brighton, Sporting CP, Bournemouth, Tottenham. Again, it is Tottenham who has caused those worries for Manchester City, and they are looking so down. And Pep Guardiola is not being able to just gain those momentum. But yes, it is poor run of form which has still been continuing, and they are being defeated comfortably. I mean, looking on these stats of this game, it was 70% possession was that with City, but just 31% from Juventus and a total of 10 shots. Whereas City got those 12 shots on goal, just 3 on target. I mean, that is not the clinical finishing which we expect Manchester City to come big. And Pep Guardiola suffered their 7th defeat in 10 games, leaving them no work to do in the Champions League to qualify. I mean, will they qualify if they are going to win or not? Because next in the Premier League, they are going to face Ruben Amorim's Manchester United. And it is definitely going to prove that worthy, because Yildiz made his 6th appearance in the Champions League from Juventus. The Bayern Academy player Kenan Yildiz is the joint most by Juventus player in the competition before turning 20. And yes, Paul Pogba as well as Fabio Miretti were the 2 players who did it at the age of 20. And his crossings for Blajovic, those crosses being made, were top notch, and that resulted in Juventus under Thiago Motta getting those wins. But yes, it is the final where Borussia Dortmund match against Barcelona. That was Ferran Torres who entered. I mean, just look at the build-up of this squad. It was Gittens from Dortmund, Reina as well as Duranvili, the Belgian player who was there. This young 19 years old kid, he is doing so good. He has such a low center of gravity. He's so fast, and his tackles against Balde 1-to-1 was looking so lethal. Guirassy is the man who was given that man of the match. But yes, we are taking those aspects of misses by Guirassy also later in this part of this video. But Felix Nemecha and Savitzer on the midfields were not looking good. Shotterback and Emre Can was the centre backs. But yes, there was nothing left with Nuri Sahin, the manager for Dortmund, to do, because he has got the injuries of Julian Brandt, Maximilian Bayer, Nicolas Sule as well as Anton, 2 of the elite defenders for Dortmund, were also injured. But this game was at the Signal Iduna Park, and there were much expectations that their goalkeeper Gregor Kobel being there, he is a veteran. but not doing his performance too good. But on the other side, it was Barcelona with Lamine Yamal. I mean, what a class player he is. And Dani Olmo was preferred. Fermin Lopez wasn't chosen by Hansi Flick in the starting lineup. It was Dani Olmo and Lewandowski because these were the Bundesliga players the previous season. Both Dani Olmo and Lewandowski having the feel of Dortmund. It was Hansi Flick picking up them. He was a bit biased in the starting lineup pickup for this team. But yes, Rafinha, Barcelona belongs to him. 6 goals in 6 USL matches for Barcelona. He is doing so good. Pedri and Casado in the midfields, they were giants. I mean, they were playing like anything. Kubarsi and Martinez on the centre backs. Yes, I would say that Barcelona with those high defensive lineup which they are implementing under Hansi Flick. Rather, it is Hansi Flick who is taking this Barcelona from those tiki-taka and short passes to those high centre back as well as those pressing moments coming into Barcelona. It is going to be good or not, it is a different aspect. But yes, on the right backs, it was Koundé and on the left backs, it was Balde. But Alexis Pena being the goalkeeper, I won't say that he did a good job in it. It was rather the performance. Just look at these stats over here. It is quite evident that with those 12 shots on target by Dortmund, 2 on target, 6 big chances for Dortmund to score those opportunities inside the nets, but 4 big chances they have missed. Oh my god. Whereas 8 shots on target by Barcelona, 4 big chances, and yes, they missed just once and they converted those 3 goals. That is what is the difference, because the game which just unfolded at the Signal Iduna Park with this lineup was Hansi Flick was not having that high centre back lineup for Barcelona. Rather, they were somewhat looking like parking the bus and they were not making those bit position as well as build-ups. But yes, Barca twice surrendered with the advantages with Sergio Guirassy scoring a brace. But Ferran Torres was the most happening. But in the Europe's aristocracy where everything collapses at the German Signal Iduna Park at Dortmund, the Yellow Giants, the defensive wall. But the anticipation for Barcelona didn't stand tall over here because the La Liga leaders who are at the top, but with Real Madrid still a game to play on the points table, it is Barcelona still at the top. But yes, Dani Olmo wreaked havoc between the lines early on. He was the only man who was playing on those whole player movements in between the defensive lineup of Borussia Dortmund and in the midfields of the likes of Barcelona. But yes, early chances were there, but they missed. Barcelona getting not those comfortable scoring opportunities in the first, but there was an excellent opening for Dortmund as well in the first half, but they started to frustrate Flick's side because that was some sort struggling which Barcelona was looking in the first half. And after that first half, it was quite evident that Dortmund are going to get some kind of win in this game comfortably in the second half. Dortmund were looking a bit passive, but yes, in the formation they were too compact and there were some sort of inspiring moments coming on back to back for them. But the likes of Guirassy, who was not looking that clinical in the aspects, there were some sort of playmakings both by Gittens as well as the likes of their Duranville on the wings. It was looking something which the team needed to have. But yes, Duranville getting those cutbacks as well as Guirassy doing those point in the penalties, getting those comebacks. It was all left for Dortmund to finish this game on a good note. But it was that aggressive German centre-back high lineup which Dortmund showed, and with that corner, it was all left for Ferran Torres to go for those counters. But for me, in this build-up, it was Lamine Yamal. Just look at it, how he just built up that game plan, and it was just left for Ferran Torres to convert it. But yes, Rafinha handing over his captain's band to Frankie de Jong. Frankie de Jong was the super sub who was made to play. He wasn't making those impressive starts. And yes, Barcelona has few worries because they don't have Camp Nou still ready, a year to go or two, maybe, we don't know. But on the registration of Dani Olmo, he is not yet registered. I mean, after January, he will be on sale. Robert Lewandowski, his wages are going to cut down because Barcelona is on a financial crisis. And yes, Frankie de Jong, he will be on a sale on January as well. What is Hansi Flick is cooking, what is in store for the Catalans, it will be a worry for it. But yes, Rafinha definitely doing his captain's band as long he is staying. This Brazilian is causing those marvels. But yes, Guirassy on the other hand, he is also having those 6 goals in 6 USL matches. But the 27 goal contributions in a mere 22 outings, this is definitely going to be the substitutions for Rafinha as well as Ferran Torres, who made this victory come big. And yes, Catalans getting this win. I mean, it is Hansi Flick giving those dope to his players, getting those wins against the big European giants. But let me tell you one thing, this Champions League table is not what it is looking, because just have a look at the Champions League table. In the top 8, it is the 3 Premier League teams, Liverpool, Arsenal as well as Aston Villa staying. Whereas from the Bundesliga, it is Leverkusen, Inter, the only Serie A team over there, as well as Brest and Lille, the 2 French league teams are there. But in the top 24, just look at this aspect over here. You have to just win 2 games and 2 draws. That is a 6 and 8 points. It's sufficient. I mean, 1/3 of the total position. That is astonishing. And look at the cluster of the teams over here on the top 8. It is 6 wins with 6 games. Liverpool leaving them apart. But look at that. 6 games, 5 wins for Barcelona, but 6 and 4. A cluster is coming up to the top 12 positions, up to Milan. So that is not the big aspect in the Champions League, because that is some sort of gimmick which is going on. And yes, definitely in the knockout stages, it will be much worth of watching it. But yes, on the other aspect, it is 3 wins. I mean, 50% of the wins are going to take you up to the 28th spot where Real Madrid is lying. And yes, 2 wins are definitely going to make it comfortable to the top 24. What are your predictions of this Champions League, and what are your teams whom you are contending for? Because as many times I'm going for Barcelona to get those losses, I mean, I am losing all my stakes for this Barcelona. Please, God, help me do something for this Hansi Flick's Barcelona. It is all up for you guys to give those like, share, and subscribe. Keep going, guys. Bye-bye.